Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again. And on today's episode of Voices Big and Small, we're going to be talking about Richard Ian Cox. Many of you know him, of course, as the voice of Inuyasha um, from the anime of the same name, as well as Inuyasha, the final act. We'll be, of course, looking at that role as well as some of his other roles that he's done during his VA career. So let's get going here. Richard Ian Cox, born October 3rd, 1973, in St. Asaph, Wales. He currently resides, of course, in Vancouver, British Columbia, where he works for Ocean Studios. Is a Canadian, is a Welsh Canadian actor, voice actor, comedian, and online radio host, best known for his voice work for the English language dubs of anime, mainly for Inuyasha. Richard gained prominence for playing the character Henry Daly's, played by Mickey Rooney, teenage traveler and horse rider Alec Ramsey in the Family Channel's The Adventures of Black Stallion during the early 90s. Cox also gained fame for voicing Ian Kelly, the title character in the animated series Being Ian, and for voicing Scattershot, one of the Autobots in the CGI animated series Transformers Cybertron. In 2015, he provided the voice of Lofty in the American dub version of the 2015 reboot of the British children's animated television series Bob the Builder, taking over from both Sonia Leet and Emma Tate. Um, He maintains an active online presence on Tumblr and Twitter as well as Facebook. He hosts his own podcast called The Show. Let's take let's read through a little bit of the summary of his career, and then we'll go into the roles. So, born in Saint Asaph, um, born in Saint okay, Asaph, I believe is actually what it. Born in Saint Asaph, Wales, Richard began acting at the age of 9, so that would have been probably 82, I'm guessing. 82, 83, around there. Um, Late 82 and into the early part of 83. He moved to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and at age 14 became a professional actor. After graduating from Vancouver's Richmond Secondary School in 1991, which would have made him about 18. He appeared, actually, depending upon when they graduate, he would actually have been 17, maybe going on 18, depending upon when they graduate. He appeared in a wide variety of guest starring roles. He is most commonly known for his voice work of BitCloud and Zoid's New Century Zero, the male version of Ranma Saotomi in the later seasons of Ranma One Half, and as the title character of Inuyasha, which are both series based on the original manga works of Rumiko Takahashi. By the time he was 16, so he pretty much he was acting basically since he was in high school and stuff, even since the kid, really. So, by the time he was 16, he won the co-starring role in Black Stallion opposite Mickey Rooney, where he worked for much of his youth. The two remained close friends until Rooney's death on April 6, 2014. I guess at the time that would have made 2014, so October 3rd, 1973. So that would have made Richard about 40 at that point. He has also voiced various characters in several other anime series, including Mobile Suit Gundam, Galaxy Angel, Gundam Seed, Tol Tol Koenig, and Shawnee Andres, as well as various American cartoon characters such as Quicksilver in X-Men Evolution and Burner Man in Mega Man NT Warrior. Richard, based in Vancouver, Canada, has made a few guest appearances in Stargate SG-1 and its spin-off Stargate Atlantis, as well as bit parts in series such as ER and Psych. He has also appeared on the Canadian television show The Outer Limits and voices Bedtime Bear in Care Bear's Adventures in Caroline. For over a decade, Richard was a senior instructor of actors at Tarleton Training in Vancouver, helping develop the acting skills of hundreds of young people, and currently teaches film acting at South Delta Secondary School. He hosts the show, an online radio show. Richard enjoys a dedicated fan base throughout North America and around the world. So that's a bit of the skinny on Mr. Richard Ian Cox. Let's again go through some of the roles he's been involved with. In the 1994, he was cast as Ranma, the male in the later seasons of Ranma One Half. He was the male version of Ranma Saotomi, and why I say that is, for those of you who don't know, Ranma One Half was basically about Ranma was a character who, depending upon what temperature the water he bathed in, it would change his gender. Um, if as I understand it, I think, let's see. Let me just go back real quick here. I'm gonna check that out real quick just to. Yeah, as it says here, he was in the Viz Media English dub of Ranma One Half after season 3. A proficient 16-year-old martial artist, spent most of his youth on training trips. Okay. Okay, yeah. So in the series, Ranma, of course, is the main protagonist. If he bathes in cold water, he turns into a girl. If he bathes in hot water, he turns back into a guy. He was born a guy, but basically was, because he fell into some kind of magical spring in China, that anytime he would bathe in cold water, it would change him into a girl. If he bathed in hot water, it changed him back into a boy. So goes to show you. Okay. Ranma would have basically the main presenter is a profound martial artist. Then in 1995, he was cast as Jock in Action Man. He was also involved in the Ocean Studios dub of Dragon Ball Z as Zakro. It was Zakro in Dragon Ball Z for the Ocean Studios dub of Dragon Ball Z. Um, Also in 2000 he was cast as Quicksilver Pietro Maximoff in X-Men Evolution, one of his other more well-known roles. Then in 2001, one of the first roles he got was as Kai Shiden in Mobile Suit Gundam. He was then also cast as Bit Cloud in Zoid's New Century Zero, 2001. Also in the anime series Donner, he was the lead character Donner, which is a reindeer, Donner the reindeer. And in 2002 is when he started picking up some of his other. See, 2002 he was cast as the voice of Sabu-san and Kip in Hamtaro. And also in 2002, this is when he was This is when he earned the role of. This is when he got the role of Inuyasha in the first Inuyasha series. When in 2002, Inuyasha was released in Japan in 2001, but the dub came out in 2002. He was also Buyo, the Kagome's pet cat in Inuyasha. See, also in 2003, he was cast as Cacao in Troubled Chocolate. In 2002, he was cast as Cacao in Troubled Chocolate. Um, then, starting in 2003, he was cast in Silver Wing as Orestes and Remus. In 2004 is when he started picking up some other. Let's see. In 2004, he was part of the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed series as Shawnee Andrus and Tol Koenig. Also in 2004, he was cast as Normad and Jonathan in Galaxy Angel. And he has a pretty distinctive voice, so if you know his work enough, you'll if you listen to enough of his work, you'll definitely pick up on who it is. Um, Also in 2004, he was cast as Kohei Toki in Dragon Drive. That one was an interesting kind of interactive gaming fantasy type anime. Um, that one was, you guys might want to check that one out. That was a cool one. Um, he was also in 2004. He was cast as Burner Man in Mega Man NT Warrior Access. And then in 2005, he picked up another one of his more well-known roles in being, as the lead character Ian Kelly, as well as Ian's Louse and the green capped sailor in Being Ian. And then also in 2005, he was cast as Scattershot in Transformers Cybertron. And then in 2006, he was a part of the Powerpuff Girls Z dub, in which he was actually cast as about 4 characters. And the characters that he was include Silk Hat Top Hat, uh, Big Billy Big Boy, Noodler Noodlehead, and Urchin Monster Halibut Head. I'd imagine why there's 2 probably different Probably, obviously, one is a literal Japanese translation. The other one's probably, or maybe, depending upon which version you get, it's probably. So moving on then, that was in 2006. Also in 2006, he was cast as Sheldon in Tom and Jerry Tales. Then, as we enter into 2007, he was cast as Bedtime Bear in Care Bear's Adventures in Care-a-Lot. Then in 2008, he picked up a couple roles in Mobile Suit Gundam 00, in which he was Hallelujah Haptism and E-0057 Aluja young Aluja. Then in 2009 he was Ginpei in Nana. Nana's a, Nana was another interesting one. Slice of life one about basically a rock band focused on actually focused on the friendship between the lead singer of a rock band and a roommate, who they had some similarities and stuff like that. Good music, I will tell you that much. Some good, definitely a good anime soundtrack to that particular anime. So might want to check that out. As I recall, in fact, I think Nana was probably shown on Neon Alley at one point too. So some of you might have seen it on there. Um, Also in 2009, he was cast as Trap Stilton in Geronimo Stilton. Um, then in 2010, um, he was cast as Goku Kakarot in Dragon Ball Kai. I'm guessing that was, of course, the Ocean Studios dub that they showed up in Canada. So many Canadian fans would have probably heard his voice, you know, to Goku as opposed to Sean Shamels for Funimation when that came out. And then, of course, as with many of the Ocean Studios dub voice actors and actresses, he's been heavily involved. He was heavily involved with My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, which also came out in 2010. Um, some of the roles many of the roles that he was involved with, that he had, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, and for all you bronies out there, include Snails, Grandpa Gruff, Mister Greenhooves, Globetrotter, Plump, um, Appaloosa Stadium announcer, Dumbbell, Featherweight, Buckball Triumph, Unicorn, Mr. Breezy, and Lemon Crumble. Now, those were all the roles he had in My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Then in 2012, he would reprise his role as Inuyasha in the English dub of Inuyasha: The Final Act. Let's see. He was also involved in the 2013 Max Steel computer animate CGI series, in which he was cast as Kirby Kowalski, Avatech TV reporter, Ultralink trainee number 1, and Megalink. And then in probably his only role with the Blue Water subsidiary of a Blue Water subsidiary of Ocean Studios, he was cast as Masashi Mini Hosoi in LBX Little Bowler's Experience. Also in 2014, he was cast as Philip the Unicorn in Doctor Dimension Pants. Wow, getting to do another pony horse character in another series. Doctor Dimension Pants in 2014 as Philip the Unicorn. That was probably pretty funny. Then 2015, he was involved in the series Dino Trucks, in which he was cast a number of characters, including Revit, Splitter, Auger, Auto 13, number 1, so I guess the first person, Auto number 13, Prong, Dozo, Doze Raptops, Do, Dozer, Doceratops, number 1, the first voice of Doceratops 1, okay. There were 2 times he played a Doceratops, number 1. Steger, Steger Basaur, number 2. Trainosaur, number 1. Random Reptoid, number 1. And Mystic Otto. Those are all the voices he did in Dino Trucks in 2015. Also in 2015 in Super Noobs, he was Kevin. Then we come to 2017, coming back to the My Little Pony franchise. My Little Pony Equestria Girls, Better Together, in which he played Snails. Um, Then in 2018, he was cast in Littlest Pet Shop: A World of Our Own as a number of characters, including Security Mouse, Chip, Gwenavan, um, Bo Tortello, Terry Tarantulin, Shug Gliderman, Dalmatian, Harold the Dachshund, um, Rusty Sheepborn, Cat, and Javier Peacockin. So those are all the roles he had in Littlest Pet Shop: A World of Our Own. And then probably his most recent role, according to this, was in Spy Kids Mission Critical. He was cast as Sir Awesome and Swamp Goon. And one other role that I saw that he had earlier, for all of you Dot Hack fans out there, he was involved in Dot Hack Roots back in 2006 as the English voice of Ita. So he was the English voice of Ita in Dot Hack Roots back in 2006. Oh, that all being said, um, all that being said, that's those. A lot of those are the roles of Richard Ian Cox. Actually, in fact, I do know there is at least one more. Let me. I gotta go take a look here because there are some roles of note also that I know that he's had. Well, he was cast as Whiff and Barbie and the Secret Door. He was Lofty in Bob the Builder, as we mentioned earlier. Um, let's see. Let's see now. He was a red-hatted Me First wizard in Dragon Tales. He was Kai Shiden in Dynasty Warriors Gundam series. Let's see. He was Grand McDaniel in Infinite Revias. Um, I do remember that one. He was Niton and Tainted Cat Brother number 2 in Monster Rancher. For those of you who saw Monster Rancher on on Fox Kids. I'm just looking through here is and he was DeWitt in Will and DeWitt as well. So those are all the roles that Richard Ian Cox has, basically done. Those are at least all of his animated cartoon roles. So with all that being said, hope you guys find it informative, and as always, guys, I hope that if I hope that this at least inspires you to maybe go check out some of their works. Maybe maybe remind you, oh yeah, didn't realize he was in that. Maybe you want to go out and check his work. And as always, guys, if you want to meet these voice actors in person, what you have to do is you have to contact your local cons and ask them to invite them. That's how voice actors get to cons. They need to be invited by the cons to do so. And if you want to meet these voice actors and actresses, then what you need to do, you need to contact your local cons and just very politely and respectfully ask them, "Hey, I want to see this individual at your con." Um, well, that's how you do it. Now, if you'll check the links below, you'll find that my Twitter handle is down there. You want to contact me directly, you can always DM me, or you can comment on my tweets or videos. I usually will respond. You know, um, I always enjoy the conversation with you guys. So that's a given. Um, Also, I'm promoting all the different dub companies. I said, Richard Ian Cox is known for his work primarily with Ocean Studios, so you guys might want to check that out. I have all those links down there to the websites. You know, um, Check out some of the different dub companies and some of the works they've done. You guys want to check those out. Um, As for also, I'm still promoting the GoFundmes. Never feel like you guys have to donate. Um, Vic and the Ortiz family, I'm sure appreciate your help if you can, but not if it means you go bankrupt. Okay, if you have the means to, it's on your heart to do so. Please consider donating. And if you've already donated, please consider donating again. And if you cannot donate, you can still help out the cause by sharing the links. After all, sharing is caring. And you never know. Doesn't hurt to ask. Maybe there's somebody in your circle of friends who may see the GoFundMe, may look at the situation and say, yeah, you know something? I want to help out too. You never know. That helps a lot too. Um, and with that, if you guys like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I always look forward to the conversations with you guys. Um, I always forward to the interaction, as long as, of course, it's respectful and civil. Um, Hit the notification bell for when to make sure you get notified of when the videos come out. Um, and with that, I hope I hope that when you guys are watching this, it'll be during its premiere, and I'll have a chance to chat with you as we're watching it together. And if you have any other questions, you can always ask me during that chat as well during the premiere. And if I can, I'll look up information for you as quickly as I can and get back to you on that. So with that, guys, I will see you all on Monday. Bye.